Hey guys, it's the Child Care Director Champ Podcast. I am your girl, Erica Scoccio. I am here at the Early Childhood Empowerment Conference with two amazing guests. One's a speaker, one's an attendee. We're going to talk about today. So tell folks who we got at the mic.
So it's Dr. Jamie Lewis from New Orleans, CEO of Child Care on Instagram.
And my name is Shannon Estrin. Instagram is Inclusive Vision 42. Education consultant, and I travel and train teachers on how to deal with kids with autism, behavior management, and inclusion.
What was your favorite part of the day?
So for me, my favorite part was the mental health aspect of it. And Shannon talked a lot about it. Going through his book and dealing with children with inclusion and disabilities, we don't talk about that enough. And that is very important.
Thank you for giving me my flowers about that. That just made me. So I'm going to kind of piggyback off what she said. So mental health is definitely important. I was excited to come here and get invited to come here to speak. I wanted to speak about mental health because when we deal with child care centers, schools, and education, mental health is not talked about a lot. It's always pushed under the rug, or it's kind of it isn't the first topic that is discussed. So I was excited to share my thoughts and my techniques and strategies to speak about mental health. But my favorite thing about the conference was being able to network and connect with everyone, being able to meet people from all walks of life, all places of life, and from different states, and just being able to connect and network. So that was my favorite part about it.
Yeah, I was amazed, like literally for our first conference, I was amazed at the number of folks that came out from all over the country. That was truly was a blessing. And I think that when that happens, there's such like this, like you said, networking, but just like this rich tapestry, because not every state is the same. Like we all have different practices, regulations. And so it's so cool to like talk with other educators who may have some of the same challenges, but also some different challenges. So I thought that was really cool just to see how folks do things in other states, for sure.
For sure.
And then just as like a different culture too. I mean, right? There's a different culture. And so I love that. Not that I'm not fancy, so I'm cultured. I just love learning from other people that are not the same as me, right? Not the same. And I think that diversity helps make us better educators when we like listen to other folks. And Shannon, I can't even tell you, I met you at Born to Teach.
Yeah.
And
I think we all met at Born to Teach.
I think we did.
We all met at
Born to Teach is spewing out babies. We got shout out to Latrice. She's making things happen for all of us. But I met you, and my son-in-law found you, actually, right? And as soon as I met you, I instantly was in love. Instantly in love with your personality. You just have such warmth.
Thank you.
And I just met you. So we talked a little bit on Instagram, but tell me a little bit more about why childcare for you? Why early education for you?
Girl, it's a long backstory, but just to make a difference in the community. I had to pray for patience because I have a sibling that's younger than me, and I had to pray for patience. And I guess I prayed myself into childcare, you know? I've been doing it for 17 years.
Wow.
I own 2 centers in New Orleans. I'm a consultant as well and a childcare coach. So just praying for patience and making a huge difference in the community is very important.
What's your favorite thing about coaching?
You learn. As you coach, you're learning so much more than what you already know when you go from different centers or different states, and teaching and showing people an easier way to do it versus the challenging way that they were doing it. And also just allowing them to know that you are doing it. You may not see it or you may not feel that you're doing it, but you're doing it. But consistency is key, right? So when you're doing something consistently, it comes natural.
I bet. I think coaching, maybe because I'm a little bit older than all of you, but one of the things I really love
can't tell. You're beautiful.
When I'm coaching someone and like watching that spark where they kind of like start to feel good about themselves, it's almost like, I don't want to compare it to children, but it's almost that same feeling. Like a teacher is a teacher.
We can compare it to children because we're all human.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, just different ages, but just how, as an adult, when we feel we put that same spark into the children, and that's important.
Yeah.
So you never want to belittle a child or talk down on a child because you don't want anyone to do that to you. So there's an old saying of treat others how you want to be treated, but not just your peers.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Anybody.
And I'm going to piggyback off that. You treat the janitor the same way you treat the CEO.
That's right.
You move with good love, intention, and positivity. You never know who is who. You don't know what energy, what game, what type of gems that these individuals can drop on you and share with you. They can spark something in you that can change your life and change your mindset.
Yeah.
So never talk down on anyone. Always speak life and speak positivity into everyone.
Yeah. And you got to give people a chance. It's funny because I used to sell furniture. I sold furniture. I did not wake up and be like, I want to educate the world.
Right.
No, that wasn't my path. I sold furniture, and I didn't have a lick of experience or any kind of degree when I first started.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. But if that person didn't give me a chance, I wouldn't be here. This wouldn't be happening. So giving people a chance and seeing the potential in them, right? Because everybody's got skills.
Yes, that is very important. Giving people a chance.
Yeah.
And not looking down on someone or thinking that they're beneath you or that you are above them. I think we all are in this industry for the same reason, and that's to educate the children and have a better community, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not doing it, honestly, for money.
No.
There's no money in childcare.
Yeah.
There's no money here. But we have to have a passion for what we're doing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. You're teaching and you're out there. You're
Yes,
out
ma'am.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tell folks a little bit about, because you authored a book. Tell us a little bit about that story. Like, how
Okay.
did that come about?
So I self-published a coloring and activity book for kids and adults that shows representation for everyone on the spectrum. But that came about my life journey. I was born 1 pound, 8 ounces. I was fully blind with a 10% chance of living. And I had labels placed on me that I would be mentally and physically disabled. So hearing that and seeing that and reading articles at a young age, I knew, because I know some people say they didn't know they wanted to work in education. I knew I wanted to work with individuals that have autism. I didn't know in what capacity. I did try teaching. I got my master's degree in education and disability studies, and I taught for a few years. But I realized that I can do so much work and so much good rather than being in the classroom or behind a desk. I can train teachers. I can work with families. I can work in the community. I currently work at a public hospital in Atlanta, Georgia, where I work with elderly patients that have dementia and Parkinson's, and I use those same classroom skills and techniques that I learned in the classroom with adult patients, and I apply the same thing. So I'm able to change lives and see the fruits of my labor on both ends, from child to elderly.
And I think, we take experience in our life, right? Something that either happens to us or something we've just experienced, and we take that and it does one or two things. For some people, it breaks them and they use that as an excuse or a crutch for their part of their life. And then other people take that and it empowers them and it sets them free.
And they elevate,
and it elevates them. So it really is perspective and mindset on what you're going to do with that. What do you hope to, in your coaching career, honey, what do you hope to do when you see yourself in like 2 years, 5 years? What does that look like?
Having more clients, branching out more. Like I was telling Shannon and Mr. J, I'm very shy, but this is my season to come out and to start helping more, to be sharing my gift and not allowing the naysayers or the people that just look and say, oh, she's just a pretty face.
Yeah.
But I'm educated.
Yes.
And I want to come out and educate and help others as well, right? I don't want anyone to come in contact with me and feel as if they're beneath me or, they have to try so hard, because that's the way that the industry is going now. Well, not now, but it has been.
It has been.
It has been for years.
But you heard me speak on that.
Yeah, I think we are all here. Let's just do what
supposed to do.
The better, right? The better good for the little children, and not only for the kids, but for the families as well, because we never know what those families are dealing with.
It's our community, right?
It's our community.
No matter where you are, it's your community, and that's the way that we invest in our community with our time, our talents, our skills, our love,
our knowledge.
All those things.
So in 2 years or sooner, right? Because we're going to speak this into very soon existence. I'm going to have a team of people with me coaching, right? Because I don't want to do it alone. When I invest in my teachers, I want my teachers to be able to come out and do the same thing, right? I want everyone to elevate, not just myself. So I want to have a team, and we're just going to branch off and just keep doing the best work for the community. And if that's in Louisiana, outside of Louisiana, I'm open. Like, I do travel and I do coach in different states, but more clientele, we can help more owners. We have people that's opening daycare centers every day, blindly.
Yeah.
Because they think that it's money.
Yeah.
But it's really not any money that's involved. You still have to do the work.
Yeah.
So that is where I plan to be very soon.
Where do you see yourself in 2
So
years?
I see myself on GQ magazine.
Yeah, I see it. Shannon for GQ, you heard it here first.
I am a coach as well, behavioral health coach. But I want to branch away from working with younger youth, and I want to start traveling to colleges and work with student athletes and create workshops on mental health and team leadership. And then take those same skills and go back down towards the lower level education, where it's childcare, first K through 12, and use those same skills that I learned working on a higher level of education and apply it to a Head Start education. Because I've worked in Head Start, I've worked in childcare, and I'm working my way up. Now I want to work my way up and work back down and get back to the kids that are coming up for the next future generations.
Yeah, and I can see all those things happening for you.
Yes, appreciate
So before
that.
we wrap it up, is there one thing that each of you want to leave the listeners with?
I would say don't be afraid to invest in yourself. When I started traveling and speaking, I thought everything had to be paid for. It's about money, but it's about networking and connections and building relationships. A lot of times, I've only been doing this for 2.5 years. A lot of times, you have to invest in yourself. You might have to put $500 up for this flight to come to the state to meet people, because you'll meet people that will change your life. You'll meet people that you might not never ever meet. You'll meet people that have a different walk of life or that are like-minded like you. So don't be afraid to invest in yourself, because when you invest in yourself now, your fruit and your labors will grow way more than any money or any tangible dollar sign that it can be. You'll have healthy relationships, a healthy life, and you'll have a better purpose.
Agree.
I agree. And I'm sitting at this table because I was contacted Tuesday to be here Friday.
Yeah.
Right? For connections that I built 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So connections and networking is key.
Yeah, and those people get you to the places, whether it's on the stages you want to be or connecting you with clients that you want.
Putting you in front of people that you've never, or putting you in front of people that you have always dreamed to be in front or in the rooms with. Right. So opening doors, continuing to opening doors, continue showing up and being your authentic self.
Yeah.
Then one more thing I want to say, because she kind of touched on something. Speaking people's names in rooms when they're not there. Don't be afraid to share a resource, network, or share a friend with someone, because what they know can change someone else's perspective. What they know can change someone else's childcare center. They might be able to uplift them from here all the way up here. Don't be afraid to speak positive and speak life into other people.
Yeah, the life part, right? Even if it's not someone in childcare, right? Because you talk to a lot of people, and you're making an impact on people outside of this industry, for sure. And I'm sure you are going to do the same. So just speaking life and love into people is an investment for both them and for yourself. For yourself,
Yes.
All right, guys. So that's it. Thank you for tuning in to the Child Care
Appreciate
Directorship
y'all.
Podcast.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in.